Nobody's listening, right? Hi, Andrew.
Hello.
Is anyone out there listening?
Yeah, this was very sweet. This is from Charlotte. It says, helpful and funny. Thank you for creating this wonderful podcast. I caught up recently and I just adore you both. There are so many things I could comment on, but need to say thank you to Elizabeth. My father-in-law passed away recently, and my husband was telling me that he keeps seeing deer and thinks it's a sign from his dad. I told him about how you see signs from your parents, gave him examples, and I could see the comfort in my husband's eyes. Thank you for being so honest and open. I'm listening, laughing, crying along with you both.
Wow, that is so sweet.
Isn't that sweet?
I love that, especially on the heels of how you were like, UCSB's everywhere. It doesn't mean anything.
SPs?
UCSB.
Oh, right. University of Santa Barbara.
Yeah, that listener is validating in a way.
Yeah.
No, that is wonderful. And I'm sorry for her husband and hers lost. Hers lost? Oh, boy.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Anyway, dear, that's great.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I love that. A big shout out to this week's partner, AG1. If you want to take ownership of your health, try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/NLR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. Oh, boy. Okay. A lot to cover. I saw something that really rattled me. The other night, I was I'm starting on kind of a bit of a buzzkill here.
Okay.
Do you want to start in a different way?
No, I bring it down a notch. I like it.
Okay. Actually, everything on my list is kind of a buzzkill, but interesting.
Well, the one thing I kind of wanted to talk about was kind of throwing you under the bus too. So this might be an intense episode.
Okay, a really, really dark choice of words. Because I
Bus accident?
Well, so I was driving to dinner the other day to have dinner with my wonderful friends. Shout out to Pam who listens, and
Shout out, Pammy.
a smaller shout out to Aaron who doesn't listen.
Fuck Aaron.
We love Aaron.
We love Aaron.
And I was in Silver Lake.
Cool. Hipster Silver Lake. Did you go to dinner in Silver Lake?
No, we went to Cara.
Oh, gosh. You're always talking about Cara. Seeing the stars at
There
Cara.
was a celebrity at Cara.
Ooh.
Very exciting, especially for my friend Pam, who lives in Boston and was in town for work because she's a very fancy, like, CEO type person. Anyway, driving in Silver Lake on Rowena. So there's like a long line of cars. You're in a long line of cars,
by
like
Trader Joe's?
Kind of where Blair's is. Yes, like going up to where Trader Joe's is. Or is that Glendale? I don't know.
No. Yeah, it's not. I know what you're talking about. By the old studio I used to work at sometimes too?
Yes,
okay,
but like past on that street, but at that time of night.
Closer to the 7-Eleven. I'm just being annoying to like people be like, shut the fuck up.
Okay, so it's dark though. I forget what time it was. It was probably 6.
Dark. Get it?
There's a lot of people driving home. And there's a guy, it was actually kind of right in front of Blair's. I'm in traffic and I come up to a stop behind the car in front of me. And then there's a line of cars behind me. So this line of cars is stopped. And there's a guy on the Blair's side of the street who's crossing over to go somewhere on the other side of the street. And he crosses in front of my car, which is safe because it's like dead stop. But then he's looking for the other side of traffic to come, not realizing that you know how cars, and I'm guilty of this too, will come down to get into the left-hand turn lane. Before you're supposed to.
Yeah, before
but also
the
like,
lines allow you to.
Yes, but also there's a free lane right in front of you.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
This car was flying, an SUV, and I see it in my side mirror. Ooh. This guy, I mean, I did so much math so fast, and I thought, if I honk too much when he's, like, right in front of my car, this is all it was like time slowed down.
He would have ran too
He might
fast.
have jumped he might have thought I was saying, "Get out of the way so I can go," and, like, gone faster in front of the car when I'm trying to get him to stop.
Right.
And also, like, hoping that this car that's flying under knows, I mean, it's a blind area, they would have no reason to think that a human being's
Yep,
gonna jump
yep.
out there.
Because he was jaywalking, right?
He was, and I mean, both were kind of in the wrong, but also, like, things that we all do all the
Mm-hmm.
time.
Yep.
Although I would always, if you're clearing a car, still look left, look right, no cars in sight. You know, you need to he was only looking right. So like and
Right. I
honestly
get it. I get why he's looking right there because he doesn't. Yeah, I get
realize.
it. Yep, yep, yep.
So honestly, I'm like um I didn't have time to have, like, rolled down my window, and I don't even know if he would have heard me. By the time I did that, he would be gone.
Did this gentleman
No,
perish?
no, he's fine. He was fine.
Okay.
But when I tell you within, like, an inch of time, so I did a little honk, and I actually, not to pat my own back, I think I did prevent a horrific tragedy.
Hold, hold the phone.
I do
Hold
think.
on the phone.
Okay.
You saved a life.
Maybe.
No, 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 no. You saved a life.
Well,
This might be in your when you die quick rewind,
well, there
and you're
was
going to
no
get to experience his feelings and then his gratitude for you.
Well, listen, there was no acknowledgement from anyone. This is what was crazy is I honked, he kind of, like, shuddered because the honk was, like,
Mm-hmm.
and then he was keeping going, and the car flew past him, and I mean, the car flying past him, he jumped back and was terrified. I mean,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah,
so
yeah.
close to him.
Yep.
It might have even touched him somewhere, like, with the side mirror or something. That car didn't even slow down. It's like, I don't even
He might
know.
not have even seen.
He might not have even realized it, even though I'm like and
Wow.
then the guy kinda seemed rattled, and then he, like, looked again, and then he continued crossing. But the only person who I've had, like, with me in this was
Was
Jesus
I was
Christ.
gonna say Jesus Christ.
No, no, no.
Oh, that's what I was gonna
I
say.
I mean, maybe he was, but, is he in my rearview mirror? Isn't there some meme about Jesus? I don't know.
Let's not memes and Jesus.
Okay, please. So, okay.
Okay.
Hey,
Hey, that's all I'm saying
you
is
know
hey.
who just saved a life? You know who I
Yeah, I don't think. Go on, go on. I was gonna say, I'm already feeling uncomfortable that I shouted you out, saving your life, and all this stuff. I don't think you want to gloat about it too much.
I'm okay, God. Do you know how annoying you are?
Yeah, I do. I think
Like,
I do.
do you?
I think I
Do
do.
you?
I think I do. Actually,
Okay.
I think I have a
Okay.
pretty good idea.
Okay.
I know how annoying I like to be, at least.
You, like, foist the way that you think people should operate on everyone. You're the one going, "You saved a life. You saved a life."
I know,
And
I
then I
know.
say,
And
and
then I
you're like,
rip it,
"Whoop, whoop, whoop."
and then I rip it back
Okay.
out.
So
A
anyway,
give and I take.
okay, I actually don't think that I'm not gloating.
I we know you're not
Okay.
gloating.
And the Jesus thing, I think Jesus was an amazing person. And like, I'm serious, like a really ahead of his time, progressive person who was compassionate. And so I'm all for Jesus. I don't like worship him the way a lot of people do. So I just want to make it clear.
I
I
want
have
to,
so much respect for Jesus
but
Christ.
don't you think you and I, and let's not go down a big thing because I want to finish your story. So this is really, we won't even get to dive into this. But if we were alive during Jesus' time, I think you and I would be like, oh, he seems like a really nice guy, but a bit of a quack. Don't you think you and I, knowing you and me, he'd be making some claims?
Well, yeah. I
Just I'm
mean,
saying, knowing you and me is all.
okay.
You know
I
what?
don't even know
Knowing
what I
me.
would be
I
like.
think knowing me, I'm going to say that.
Okay, fine. Who knows? I mean, you can't say if we were alive then. So many people say that about the Holocaust. So many people say,
Whoa. Okay, the fact that that's the example that you're
well,
throwing into the
no,
counter my
it's
act.
true. I mean, people say, if I were, well, you don't know what type of family you'd be born into. You don't know what the nature versus nurture is like. You don't know what like, the religious indoctrination that happens. There's so much you don't know.
The exercise was saying if you and I, our essence, we know each other real well, was put back in that time, knowing you and me, I'm going to say knowing me, I'd be like, he's really sweet guy, but a bit out there
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
where the
Okay.
trains don't run.
Okay, God. Did you just make that up? I've never
No,
heard
there's
that.
something, I might be getting it wrong. It might be where the buses don't run. It might be where the trains don't run.
Okay. Well, anyway, the person who was in this with me was the guy in a sedan behind me who, because of the way the lights were, I had a very clear image through my rear view mirror of him. And I actually think he could see my face too.
See, I
And,
like that.
and, I mean, I was so shooketh, and I looked into the mirror and I saw that he also was like horrified right when it happened, and then was like kind of was looking at it. Was almost like we were looking at each other.
And what kind of
Never the
moment
two
was it?
shall meet. I mean,
Do you
then
think he's fantasized about you since then?
Andy, don't turn this into that.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. I'm saying okay.
Take it back.
There's nothing to take back. I won't turn it into that.
You already did.
But there does seem to be
Can a woman and a man have a moment or a connection in your mind that isn't like psychosexual?
of course.
Okay.
But I'm just saying this was an intense moment where
Where
you
someone almost just died. Like, why are you going there? It's so annoying. It's as annoying as this morning I came in from Pilates. I had to leave in the middle of the Pilates class, humiliated.
Mm.
You don't give a fuck.
What do you mean?
Okay. You seem, I don't know why. Things seem a little off between us right now, but
I feel great, and I'm sorry that you're not on my wave. I'll try to get on your wave.
okay. It doesn't matter. I
No, no.
left Pilates. My back was like seizing up. I don't know what was going on. It was too much back stuff, I think, too soon into the class. And I had to like lay on the reformer while everyone else is doing all the stuff for like 8 minutes trying to kind of see if I can like get through it.
Yeah.
And I realized I don't need to push it.
No bueno.
And the teacher did come over. She's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm just, yeah."
What'd you say?
I said, "Yeah, my back's just kind of like seizing, but I'm just going to ride it out," or something like that.
And
And
then
then I got up and left. And, it's never feels good to be the one to do that.
but the teacher knew what was up.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I knew I'd get over it really quickly. But I was bummed out about it also. It's like $30 down the toilet, whatever. And then I got home and I come in, and that my class is only like a third of the way through. And you go, well, 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 looky who's. And I was like, don't, like, why be like that? What did you think? I just didn't feel like doing the class?
Okay, you want to get into my brain?
Sure.
Where I was, while you were going through this horrendous experience, right? I was in our kitchen having fun making pancakes with our kids, making you chocolate chip pancakes. That then I was like, I don't know, how am I going to keep those nice and warm for Elizabeth? Because I knew she wasn't going to be home for like another half an hour. And then what do I see out of the window? I see your car pulling up. So I'm rubbing my hands together like, ooh,
And
I
no
get to
part
give
of
her
you
the pancakes right now. No, I thought
no
like you
part of
got
you
to
thought,
the
"Oh no, I hope everything's okay. Why
no,
did
I
she
thought you
leave?"
like got there late or something, or I thought the teacher bailed on it, or like what it got canceled last minute. In no world did I think your back was hurt. That's why I made a joke when you came in. And I was
Okay.
excited to see you early because I had the pancakes. And guess what? When you came in, the pancakes were on the table. They weren't there. I saw the car roll up and I
Okay.
ran over to get the
Oh, that
pancakes ready. I was see, it's just sometimes you don't know what's going on one thread while something else is going on the other thread. We were just on two different paths.
Exactly.
Kind of like right now.
Yeah, totally. I wonder if people who have alive grandparents at our age,
Hmm.
like something like that would have a different texture because you might think, oh my gosh, did someone's grandparent die? But neither of us have one.
No, there's the other thing. I don't go to tragedy like you do with every little
Mm.
thing. I went to the class, got canceled. Like
Oh.
Jessica called in with a cold. Do you know what I mean? That's where I'm going.
Oh, I
Where
wish.
even if you went to that example, you would have gone to Jessica's grandpa died. Like if the class was
Yes,
canceled.
100%.
Right. I'm like, she partied too hard last night and like flaked and is probably gonna get fired.
Well, so you go, that's
I
some
like that
extra
part, but I
stuff.
like that. But that is more about
I
me, right?
do love my Pilates place and classes so much. And you said, are you excited for Pilates this morning? And I was like, no, but I always feel great after doing it. I always feel amazing. I try to do it just once a week, no
Hmm.
bigs.
Yeah.
But the biggest gift is when they do cancel Pilates and you get a notification like an hour before. It's like, yes.
There you go.
Oh my God, I'm
There
so
you go.
happy. So, okay, I understand where you're coming from. And thank you. The pancakes were delicious. Actually, not your best. Were they different kind?
No, they weren't.
Oh, they weren't?
No.
Usually they're like thinner.
You like them thinner?
Yeah.
That's just the consistency of the batter. If you like them thinner, I can make them a little thinner.
Okay.
I like them fluffy.
Well, I like fluffy ones, but those ones I like thinner, I think. They're really good.
Why don't you make them your
Even
fucking self then?
even the ones I'm saying not your best. I'm just saying that to be a
I
brat.
know. And you know what was so funny? I thought we were on the same wave.
Uh-huh.
And then right before we were at the crest of that wave, you made that pancake comment. And then I was like, oh, maybe we aren't on the same wave. But let's get there.
Yeah. I'm closer.
Anything else you want to wrap up with the car story?
Well, I mean, fuck, it really fucked me up. I mean, that guy's life,
What kind of guy were we talking about?
probably late 30s. He had a scarf on. He looked cool, like
You're attracted to him?
Oh my God, that was so good. Um, okay, should I carry on I mean, of course it made me think about death and how fragile life is. Like how I mean, it almost what you're talking about, how I always go to tragedy, it
Yeah.
almost validated my thing of like a freak thing can happen to any of us at any
Sure. Yeah,
time.
yeah. I
And
get
it
that.
really fucked me up for a minute. Luckily, I was with good friends and had a strong drink right after that. So,
And they weren't none. You didn't have a friend in the car on the way there.
no,
Got it.
I didn't even tell them about it. That's how rattled I was.
Whoa.
You follow me?
Yeah. Not like you.
Not like me, exactly.
Huh.
Okay, other thing. I been watching Dopesick.
Oh, what's that the story of? Okay, yeah.
Oxycontin
And the whole
and the
what's the
whole
name of the family behind it? The
Sacklers.
Sacklers.
It's so good. It's a show by Warren Littlefield.
Is it real or a documentary?
It's what do you mean?
Is it a documentary or is it a
Live action.
just a show?
It's a show. Is it real or is it documentary? Was confusing to me. It's a
Oh yeah, I
show.
asked
It's
yeah, I see
acted
what
by
you mean.
actors and scripted and stuff like that. It's
Mm-hmm.
really well done, and I'm watching it kind of for research on for something I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great touchstone. Anyway, but I'm 4 episodes in,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, fuck! It is again. It's so fucked up. All these people got hooked.
Yeah.
Being told, lied to that it was not addictive. I mean, they're getting hooked because they got legitimately injured or are legitimately in pain.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing you know, the 16-year-old is like sitting in her car nodding off, and then someone knocks on the thing and she says, 50 for a blowjob. It's really sad. And what? I'm
I don't
just
know.
saying,
I
we're
mean, I
all like
see what you're
just,
saying,
we're
but that
all,
was like a weird example. I mean, I guess maybe not a weird
well,
example, but
to
I
me,
wasn't ready for that.
it paints a clear picture of like how, again, how fragile we all are. Like,
Yeah.
any of us, we look at an addict or an unhoused person or whatever, and we think, oh, that breaks my heart, but like it could never be me.
Mm-hmm.
It could be any of us. And
Mm.
I got up and I went and got our little medicine box.
Mm-hmm.
I had 30 Oxycontin or
Mm-hmm.
codone, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
from my surgery that was still good until later this year.
How did you not pop one?
I threw them all out,
How'd you dispose of them?
just in the garbage.
Jesus Christ.
The trash that people go through frequently to find recyclables and stuff.
Oh, good God. You know what's crazy about the Oxy thing? I'm on this text thread, and boy, right now I wish I would pay more attention, but sometimes they keep, it's like two smart people and then me on the text thread, and so
Hey,
they
hey,
go,
hey, hey, hey. You're smart.
and so they go, it'll go like, there'll be like 100 messages, and then it's like, do I have to read 100
Are these
message?
your guy friends?
But it shouldn't matter.
Well, it does to me.
It doesn't matter for this story.
Okay.
Okay. Um, so
Coworkers? Like, it's so weird.
it's just, I don't want to share with you that part of it. Is that okay?
Okay.
I'm kidding. Yes, it's BDT and
Okay.
yeah. Okay. As fucked up as the whole Oxy thing is, it's like we learn nothing. Now we're in the fentanyl crisis, and it's going to be the same thing, if not worse. Like we learn nothing
Is
from all this bullshit.
fentanyl prescribed?
Yeah.
I've had it.
You may have had it, but yeah, it's like, that's the drug that's like killed so many celebrities.
Who besides MJ?
Prince was fentanyl.
Oh, shit.
It's a lot of
I
people
had no
because
idea.
it's one of those things, and there's all these horrible stories of it's getting spiked and put into a lot of cocaine. Those comedians that passed away in LA, remember recently? Fentanyl was
Yeah.
in
A
there
lot of stand ups recently have
because
died.
there's some people that the smallest of smallest doses can kill them. But anyways, but it's also starting to be done recreationally too. But it's
Ugh.
just like the amount of it's like we learn nothing from the codone thing. It's sad.
Well, I mean, I also don't know how to learn from it. There's a difference between like once you know something and you're taking it recreationally
Well, I don't necessarily
versus
mean you and
someone
me.
being prescribed something. I mean, the people in this from this show's perspective, like the people whose whole lives blew up because of this were following doctor's orders and it was all on the up and up.
Right. We remember you and I watched that documentary of that small town pharmacist that became a big
Pill mill?
whistleblower for, I think
Oh,
it was
right.
Oxy too, because then there becomes all these shady, I'm saying in quotes, doctors that start prescribing
Pill
the
mills.
pill. Yeah. And yeah, anyways, it's all
There was
fucked
this
up.
scene, and I kind of love that you just see it and it doesn't speak to it, but it was like they're busting a cocaine kind of, you know, packing situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it was so striking because none of these characters really had lines or anything, but the authorities come in and it's all of these tables, like fold up tables that we have in rows, and then there are women in their bras and underwear using like scales and scooping like these huge mounds of cocaine into
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Yeah.
But they're all in bras and underwear. And what was so striking is there were like two very pregnant women in the mix doing this, which was
Uh-huh.
like, oh gosh, why are they in their bras or underwear? I have a few questions. One, is it so that they're not stealing
Yeah,
cocaine?
I think that's a
Oh,
big part of it.
or is it something to do with like the traces of it on their clothes or
No, because I feel like that would you might have something there, but then why not just have like scrubs that everyone wears and then takes off, or you know what I mean? Like, or if it
right?
was like a cleanliness thing for the product,
Yeah,
it seems like scrubs would make more sense. I bet it's more the
stealing.
stealing. But that's if anyone's ever done that, let us know if that's the stealing thing or the keeping it clean thing.
Uh-huh. Okay. Lastly, my last
Well,
question since we're here.
oh God.
You the other day were freaking out because you had an ear hair that was like curling into your ear canal. And you forced me right then to go get tweezers and take care of your ears, which I do from time to time.
Yeah. Thank you.
But
That's so nice.
usually you'll have a hair kind of like right when you're starting at the ear hole.
At the what's that little thing called?
I don't know, but people get it pierced, so it definitely has a name.
For sure. That thing. I get them there sometimes.
So anyway, I'm digging in there, and you were like, "Oh my God, am I gonna start having this happen with my?" Because you had some hairs growing
Well, it's so
deeper,
good because
and
I was going crazy, and I'm so glad you saw it, and you're like, "Oh, I see what you're talking about." And I was like, "Phew!" And you grabbed it. It was like curled in or something. That's why it was
you
bothering me.
said, and I quote, "Am I going to have crazy ear hair as an old man?" And it was like, "Oh no, am I gonna have crazy ear hair as an old man? And who's gonna take care of it?" As I just did. Now, this leads me to ask a few questions and be honest. Do you foresee me not being around? Like, do you think of me as, or do you see us, divorced in the future or something? You said it so matter of factly, and it was definitely like you were saying, I am not going to be there to take care of it. I just was the one taking care of it. You see what I'm saying? It very much
Hmm.
seems like in your mind,
Hmm.
you're living the future scenario working as the default in your mind is that I'm not there when you're an old man.
Old man, like a 90,
So
100-year
so
old.
you do think that I won't be when am I exiting the stage?
I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I don't know when I said that if I was thinking like you're gonna be dying before me, okay? We'll circle back to that. I think I was more thinking like when we're so old, like I don't know if you're gonna be doing it. Like, is it like, will I have to be in a home then? And is someone doing that? Is there like who is doing it? But if you want to talk about which one of us is gonna live the longest, it's an
Well,
uncomfortable conversation. Do you really want to do that?
we don't even need to. It's obviously you genetically would live longer and I wouldn't, but I've never had it said so plainly to me in that way. And
But
I
I
hear
think,
that you're saying it wasn't really meant
yeah,
that.
yeah. And I think, let me just see you for a minute. I think it makes total sense that that was your interpretation.
Mhm.
And I don't have much to stand on to like assure you that it wasn't because there might be a part of me subconsciously that said it for that reason. But I really, in the time, was more envisioning like, who is that person when I'm this old man? And I'm also envisioning like I'm gonna have a problem. Like, who do I have to enlist that has to deal with this bullshit?
Do you ever sometimes think about like your second act?
What do you mean?
Once I am once I
No,
am
no, no,
gone.
no. I don't. No.
Okay.
I was at CVS the other day though, and I was waiting in line to pick up a prescription, and literally it was like one guy came out the right of me, like, oh, where'd this guy come from? And he had like a walker and was hugging a thing of Depends. And I was like, oh, damn, that's real. And then I looked over to the left, and another old guy popped out of the other aisle, and he has his cane and a real serious limp. And then I swear to God, a third person pops out all at the same time. So all of a sudden, I'm surrounded by three men that are old,
It's like your ghosts of Christmas future
and
kind
it
of
was
surrounding you.
intense. And then I was also like, I was like, no shame for this guy
No, of course
to
not.
buy the Depends,
You don't give a fuck.
I'm also like, part of me is like, but I hope when I'm that old, like someone else will go buy the Depends for me
Yeah,
to
yeah,
like
yeah.
spare me the. But
Well,
you
it's
make a
not
good
even
point, like you don't give.
embarrassment. No,
I
it's
know,
but
but
it's more
he
like
had a hard time getting around on the walker, and he's
right,
got like,
right,
why?
right, right.
God, this is getting dark.
Yeah, I said it. It's going to be a dark, dark ep. Can you bring some light into this? You're in
I
a
mean, I'm
playful.
trying. Where are we sliding in this AG1 ad? Is it going to go right here? This week's amazing partner is AG1. Oh my goodness, do we love AG1? I've been taking it every morning for I might be up to like 6 or 8 weeks now. And
Great.
I've noticed like a real shift in energy. It has like become a morning ritual for me to kick off the day. And I love knowing that like the first thing going into my body is good stuff that's filling up the tank.
That's good.
We all know that I've struggled with what I put into my tank.
Yes.
So I love that I'm getting all these like nutrients, prebiotics, probiotics, all of that
Peace
stuff.
of mind.
It's also been fun recently to share the journey with our brother-in-law Brian, who is a big fan of
Huge.
AG1. AG1 is a supplement I trust to provide the support my body needs daily, and that's why we're excited to partner with them. If you want to take ownership of your health, it starts with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1 year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/NLR. That's drinkag1.com/NLR. Check it out. Okay, one quick thing, and then I'm gonna put you on blast again. Sound good?
Yes.
All right, so here it is. I was reading, I've been reading lately,
Yes.
and I was reading my favorite book, The Farmer's Almanac for kids. And
Lots of info in there.
lots of info. So, no, this is something we got for our kids. And I read this fact, and it broke my brain. And I'm hoping you can dig us out of here. And if not, literally just Google it.
Okay.
I emailed you the exact quote that you might not need, but it is in your email if you need to like see it. But I'm going to read it to you right now. Okay. The longest amount of time possible between consecutive leap years is 8 years. The next time this happens will be between 2096 and 2104.
I thought it was every 4 years.
I thought it was every 4 years too. Now, if it's not every 4 years still, what the fuck is this saying? I don't understand the sentence. Can you read
I
it?
think what it's saying is that the longest time between leap years,
Between consecutive leap years.
consecutive meaning every 4 years. I think it's just the longest time between leap years. Okay. Things you might not know about leap years. Many ancient calendars had entire leap months. So
Okay.
there would be like a whole month gone. That would get confusing.
Wouldn't they add it? Isn't there an extra day on leap years?
Leap years is there's one less day.
No, that's not true because the people that have their birthday on a leap year only have it every 4 years. I've met people like that. It's an extra day.
Oh. People born on leap day are called leaplings.
That's cute.
There are only about 5 million people in the whole world who were born on February 29th, with the odds of being born on leap day standing at about 1 in 1,461.
If we have a leapling out there,
Yeah.
we got to hear from you.
And that leapling and I are really bookending things because I was born on the day that you have the highest odds of being born on.
Yes.
Tony Robbins was born
Well, that
on
makes all sorts of sense.
Ja Rule.
Ja Rule?
Yeah.
Okay, but what about what? I don't understand this. Can I read it to you again?
I heard it. I think that it is okay. I'm just gonna Google what's the deal with leap day.
The longest amount of time possible between consecutive leap years is 8 years.
Okay, so our planet takes approximately 365.25 days to orbit the sun once. It's that 0.25 that creates the need for a leap year every 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Huh. How do I Google this? Like, can leap years be longer than 4 years apart?
Maybe are leap years always 4 years apart? That might be a good place to start.
I'm gonna do my version. Not every 4 years is a leap year.
Okay, here we go.
The rule is that if the year is divisible by 100 and not divisible by 400, leap year is skipped. The year 2000 was a leap year, for example, but the years 1700, 1800, and 1900 were not.
What?
So there's some math and science. Shit.
That doesn't answer the question. Can I be real for a second?
It's something to do with being divisible by 4. It's something to do with math.
But what does this mean? Does it mean that the leap years are 8 years apart on this one? That's going to happen on 2096?
Yes.
The longest amount between leap years is 8 years.
I don't know why you're fixated on. That's what that means.
But does it sometimes happen in 5 years, or I don't understand leap years then?
Yeah. No. Oh, great question. Okay, what was the how did you want me to Google it again?
Does a leap year always happen every 4 years?
Okay, and we now know the answer to that is not no.
Mm-hmm. Like I can't explain to the extent that right now how frustrated I am with the way my head feels, like my brain
Okay.
feels.
Okay. Generally, a leap year happens every 4 years, which thankfully is a relatively simple pattern to remember. However, there's more to it than that.
Thank you.
Here are the rules of leap years.
Oh, finally.
Wait, then it gets cut off.
Stop. Are you serious?
Hang on. Okay, here it is. 1, a year may be a leap year if it is evenly divisible by 4. Here we are again. 2,
Okay.
years divisible by 100, century years such as 1900 or 2000, cannot be leap years unless they are also divisible by 400. If a year satisfies both the rules above, it is a leap year. So, when is the next leap year? 2024, this year?
Because it can be divided by 4, 100, and 400? That doesn't make sense.
No.
Or is it only when... Oh, I get it. 2096 can be divided by 4.
Yes.
Great. 2104 can be divided by 4. But the 2100 is what's in between those. That one can be divided by 100, but it cannot be divided by 400. Therefore, 2100 does not have a leap year, and that's why we have 8 years between those two.
Right. But the
Whoa.
shortest amount of time between leap years is 4 years.
So it sounds like it's either 4 or 8.
Yeah. Someone who wrote that sentence could have been clearer. Now we've spent 15 minutes on
We
a
got
podcast.
it, though. We got it.
You're so happy. It would, like, in my mind, I'm like, if a leap year's not happening for some reason, wouldn't the next one need to happen per the, like, revolving around the sun thing?
Yeah, this system, I don't know if I understand this. I understand these rules, but I don't know if the system itself makes sense. But,
Yeah.
we're not.
There are all sorts of systems we have that don't make any sense.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of impressed that someone figured out that this system close to works. That's all I'm giving it.
Isn't it remarkable? Like, there are people, some of the brains on this planet and what they're capable of versus others, like
Yeah.
ours,
Yeah.
Okay.
This is episode 100, by the way.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
How fucking cool is that?
Wow.
Yeah.
I wish I came in a little more upbeat.
We all do, Isn't that sweet?
That's amazing.
I know.
Wow.
Episode 100 of this chapter, if you will.
I really wish that I knew that coming into this episode.
Well, now you know. It's cool. It's fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do something special for 101.
I feel like we should, yes, let's do something special for 101.
All right, cool.
Great.
Love it. All right, this is what I wanted to...
I forgot to, we're 100 episodes in.
Yeah.
I should know to do this at the top. I never do. Or
You do.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, if you want to support the show, you can do that on Patreon. We have, if you're new to this show and you're like, this is their 100th episode, we had podcasts before Nobody's Listening Right. And there's like over 1,000 hours on Patreon of a back catalog if you need that. And you can do that at patreon.com/
Nobody's Listening Right.
There you go.
Great.
Okay. I want to put you on blast about our kitty cat. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We have a cat, great cat, Ramona. You started giving the cat chew brew, which is like a
It's like a tuna yogurt.
a tuna yogurt cat treat.
Yeah.
The cat fucking loves it.
Wow.
Now, let me give a little context to this and then you can defend yourself. The cat's always eaten dry food since we've had the cat. Now that the cat has churu in its life, the cat just sits by where the churu is.
Are you saying I'm the Sackler family?
Sort of. That's why it seemed like a decent connection. It's gotten so bad that I'm starting to feel really bad for the cat, and I just went in to grab my iPod.
iPod?
Jesus. My iPad for this show. You were sitting out here waiting to start recording. I went in, and you know what just happened inside with the kids and the cat? The cat got up on the coffee table and started eating ranch dressing.
No.
Now, if that's not proof that you have
put
started a problem.
I don't want people thinking, this is why that's very funny, is that I put the churro in this little glass dish, like the tiniest of bowls. And I had made a platter for the kids of crudité with ranch dip to have.
Yep.
And so just the ranch cup is also a little tiny bowl.
Yep.
And so Ramona's jonesing so hard for
She's
churro.
eating ranch dressing.
Oh, no.
Now, I think you could argue, hey, which you sort of have to me, like, one, it's good for the cat. She's getting more hydrated from it. Two, think of how much she loves this. She's never had it before, and all of a sudden, you're eating the same meal every day in your life, and then finally a whole new world's given to you. I like that. I appreciate it.
I need to give some context.
Yep.
I have thought about this because it's something I don't think I've ever seen her love anything so much.
No.
Now, over the years, because, listen, Ramona's her own cat. She's one of those cats, she's indoor, outdoor, because when we adopted her, she got so depressed that the vet said, some cats, because they grew up this way, kind of have to have access to outside.
Sure.
So that's something I do that I would not do normally with a cat. It's very dangerous. In fact, indoor, outdoor cats, I think their average lifespan is 6 years. Ramona's looking at 14. The other thing is, cats commonly have like kidney issues and urinary things because they're not getting enough liquid.
Okay.
And I have tried over the years to find something.
Water?
Well, Ramona drinks water.
Yeah.
But different vets have told me, like, see if you can try different wet foods and see it. She's never liked wet foods. I've tried different wet foods along the way.
Have you really? Because
Yes.
I kind of don't believe you because I feel like we're an anti-wet food house anyways.
No.
Because we think it's gross.
Well, I do think it's gross, but
You have given her wet food?
Yes, many times over the years. Like, probably once or twice a year, I'd go and buy random things of wet food.
I don't believe you. We're going to have to agree to disagree here. I mean, I love the confidence. But it's like we're living in a different house is all I'm saying.
Andy.
Yeah.
You're...
I could see you opening a can from like a sample from a vet visit maybe. But you're telling me...
Yeah, I have bought wet food over the years. Okay? So... Anyway, where was I? This, I don't believe you, is so annoying. Because I'm the one who's doing it all, also. I'm the one taking her to the vet. I'm the one who deals with all of it. So recently we had an issue where her pee looked a little bloody or brown or something. And so I was very concerned. $900 later, turns out it kind of was nothing. She just needs to be more hydrated and less stressed out.
Let me just say it's interesting, and I don't know if you'd be able to see this on YouTube because your hands are covered up behind your computer. But since you've started this little thing, you've been fiddling your hands in a crazy way.
It's with the hair I pulled out of my head, and it's since you said I don't believe you. That's
I
so
know that
triggering
you're
to
fiddling.
me.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyway, I so it is good to get more liquid in her
I
diet.
get that.
I'm introducing Churu. I do feel a little bit like, was ignorance bliss? Like, was it better for her before she knew this existed
Well,
because she wants it so much?
can we do an exercise of like, imagine I have such a complicated relationship with food and like of like, what do I want? What am I going to get today? And all that stuff. If there was a world where I just had the same thing every day from birth, I'm like, would that not be that bad of a existence for me? Like, it would take that decision completely away, which is what Ramona's life has been.
Yes.
And then to all of a sudden get cookie dough ice cream,
Mm-hmm.
it is mind blowing. So I really have empathy for her, I
Yeah.
guess. Um, but now it's
So it's
she's
not
eating
like
ranch dressing.
I honestly, she's 14. It's not like I'm giving her something bad that she loves, which I also feel like I could justify. Like,
What would that be?
I don't know, whatever the cigarettes of cat
Probably
food
ranch
is,
dressing.
probably ranch dressing. She loves that ranch.
You're
Uh,
at the vet and they can't figure out what's wrong. You're like, I don't know if this is relevant. She does eat a cup of ranch every day.
She loves it. Yeah. So listen, I'm not gonna stop it.
But how do we compassionately keep this in her life without it just becoming what her entire day revolves around? I
But
think of
why is
her
it
just
bad to have something to have the entire day revolve around that?
okay. And I'm trying not to make light of anyone that has an addict problem, but just to put it in perspective, it will become so consuming that then, you know, she's giving cat blowjobs somewhere. Do you see the difference?
Oh my god. Um I can't even like come back. I do see the difference. Yes.
Like all she's thinking about.
I don't think that's fully true. I mean, I think she's thinking about it a lot. I don't think
She
she's
sits
getting it
next to the
every day.
bowl.
I know. She's eating ranch. I don't know what to do about it. I really don't.
But you're the one. So I went out of town for 2 days. You know my stance on the churu. Our daughter knows my stance on
I
churu.
don't
That
really though.
that I think it's a real slippery slope. And I came in, and in the kitchen, you got like a fucking Costco-sized thing of churu.
Because she likes it.
No shit, she likes it.
She's gonna get it every day. But listen,
Mm-hmm.
you have this strong stance. By the way, our kids, they absorb our thing. Like,
Yeah, they do.
did you? I I don't know what kind of diatribe you went on about Churu, but one of our kids, every time it comes up, starts lecturing me
Oh yeah,
the
we're on the
same
same
thing that
page.
you're doing.
Me and
But I'm
me
like,
and that kid
it's
commiserate about the
good for
problem.
her. And guess what? Her pee is better. She's more hydrated.
Mhm.
So
But now, as our kid has pointed out, she's not eating as much regular dry food. Which why would you? Why would you
well,
now?
she shouldn't be
Okay.
as much. Now she still is eating it,
Is she still
but
drinking water?
yes, and she's not eating as much dry food because so she also free eats as a cat. We just have dry food out and I refill it when it needs refill, and she's always monitored how much food she needs or doesn't need. And what?
You'd say we monitor that?
No, she has.
Oh. That's a responsibility that we've given her, which is so true. We don't. There's just a fucking mound of food.
Well, but she's not like
She's responsible with it. No, she does monitor
There's
it. You know
some
what?
cats and dogs that you cannot free feed because they would just eat and eat and eat.
They take the food like churu. It would be like
Yes.
if we put out churu like we put out our dry food,
It
we
would
have
be-
a huge problem.
Yes, huge
Yeah, yeah,
problem.
yeah.
So anyway, yes, so she is naturally eating less dry food because she has more, calories and energy from one thing of churu every day.
And is churu considered a treat?
Yes.
But how is it healthy-ish on the side of treats, or is
Yeah.
this like, are we also giving her ice cream every day?
Well, I mean,
Do you
I
know the answer?
can I say if if you have a sick child who's not getting like
She was not a sick child. Maybe she was sick.
no, she needs liquid. It's a form of like
Use a better
moisture.
analogy then. Because the sick kid giving them ice cream every day is the wrong analogy if that's where your head is at with this.
Why?
Because she's not sick she's not a chronically sick cat
We d she was.
that
She
now
was
gets ice cream.
she was peeing blood. That's not good. That ain't good. Listen, I've had about enough about
Oh,
this from
but you
you
know what
and our
though? You
kid.
know what though?
Between you
Just
and our kid, I cannot.
I just want to say, if we were on intervention and Jeff Von Vondren was here, you would be a big part of the conversation, I think, in the intervention too.
Of enabling.
You'd have to step up a little bit.
Well, I think Jeff Van Vondren fell off.
I think sadly, I think that might
Did
be
he
true.
die?
Okay, I don't know if that's.
I loved that man. Oh, wow. He looks different. In my mind, he looked more like Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank.
I would describe him more like.
He's still with us.
Great.
Happy to hear it.
Yeah, I don't even know
And
how
I
to
hope he's
describe him.
doing well.
Yeah, me too. I love that guy.
Great guy.
Should we maybe wrap here, do you think?
I have one question for you.
Okay.
I asked you this the other day and I didn't feel like I got a clear answer. When did you change your name from Andrew, which is how I and everyone knew you,
Yeah.
to Andy?
I think
And why?
I think it was when I moved from St. Louis to Idaho and
And
started high school.
were you wanting a new thing, or were there many kids in your class named Andrew?
No,
or?
there were no Andrews, and I think I made the decision before we even got to Idaho, like that I wanted to go by Andy.
Oh, like you're in the car looking out the window at the landscape and you're like
maybe,
how am I
honestly,
going to do this? You know what? Introducing Andy Rosen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
And I think
it fits you.
Does it fit better
Yes.
or not? Because, my entire life, people have called me Alex, which is a real bummer. Not because I don't like the name Alex. It's because people don't think my name's Andy. They think it's Alex. And we've talked about it. I meet other Andys, and they say they have the same problem. It's because Andy and Alex looks the same coming out of the lips.
Oh, say Alex.
Alex, Andy, Alex, Andy.
Oh, wow.
Does it look similar?
Yeah.
So, so I can deal with that. But like in my senior year, like they make like a senior video that like someone outside edits. It says Alex Rosen.
No.
Yeah.
And there's by the way, your class was 22 kids.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not that many to keep track of.
It's happened a lot over the years. People call me Alex.
That I don't see you as an Alex. I like the name Alex, but I don't see you as an Alex at all. I definitely see you as an Andy. I do think it fits better than Andrew. Andrew is like a little kind of uppity and pretentious, and you're definitely more like kind of scrappy and.
I don't think of Andrew as pretentious. I like the name Andrew.
Prince Andrew.
Well, Prince Andrew. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the other prince's name?
William.
Yeah, they're just kind of classic names, aren't they?
Henry VIII. Dark stuff.
Henry VIII.
Well, yes, and also just for this 100th episode.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. That's the energy I brought today. Sometimes they're like this,
Do you think, though, that we got to the same wave by the end?
Yeah.
I do, too.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do, too. This podcast is really good for us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in we're both kind of in like intense, exciting, but stressful times.
Yeah, you are very in stressful times. And guess what? I know that, so you're all good.
I know you do, and I really feel that from you. It's kind of the like scales thing. Sometimes your scale's loaded down and I need to pick up the slack, and then sometimes mine is, and right now mine is. And I feel you stepping up to make sure that I can kind of focus on the shit. But So there's this time I'll just say I'm taking pitches out.
Yeah.
It's been like in some cases years of work leading up to something and it's all happening all at once.
Yeah.
This time, like right before the thing, I get in a very bad mood for some reason.
Yeah, yeah, I get
Even
you.
if I'm feeling good about it.
Sure. Yeah.
And then
Stressful.
and then also after the thing is done, when you're waiting for the response,
Yeah.
I also get in a very I get like I don't know. It's hard to shift my mood.
Yeah.
This podcast almost always,
Yeah.
puts me in a great mood.
Love it.
And I feel much more connected to you after we do it.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm very grateful for it. I'm grateful for our listeners, our nobodies, somebodies who,
Hundreds. Thanks for sticking with us for 100
yeah, have
eps.
supported us through 100 episodes.
So
That's
cool.
incredible.
All right. Well, on that note,
Good night.
good night.